How safe is my pregnancy at 8 weeks?
You're 2/3 of the way through the most dangerous time.
I thought labor was the most dangerous part.
For the mother, sure, though that's pretty much a thing of the past. For the baby, the first trimester is the most dangerous, because most miscarriages occur in the first trimester.
I've heard of stats that half of all pregnancies end in miscarriage, but those stats are probably inflated.
The more realistic number is a quarter, but that still means the most likely time for it to fail is the first trimester.
Many of them simply end up being late periods, because the embryo implants and then doesn't grow.
You're certainly past that point.
That doesn't mean I'm over the hurdle.
You should have a sonogram by this point, to make sure there isn't an ectopic pregnancy.
That's when it implants in the fallopian tube or somewhere else other than the uterus.
If you start to have growing pains and minor bleeding, you may have an ectopic pregnancy. And the condition is very dangerous.
Sure, because it has no way out, unlike the one in the uterus. But many symptoms of ectopic pregnancies are similar to that of a miscarriage.
While both may cause pain and bleeding, miscarriages have much more bleeding, which can be life-threatening. And ectopic pregnancy pain can last much longer and get much worse.
That is a reason to have a sonogram.
But these risks are pretty rare. Get past the 3-month mark, and you're almost guaranteed to have a normal pregnancy.
Swollen feet, nausea and all.
If you have really bad nausea, you're at risk of dehydration. Fortunately, most people realize that and get help, well before it lands you in the hospital or triggers labor.
I've never heard that later one.
At least you aren't one of those women with the really bad nausea, that causes you to throw up 5 to 10 times a day.
I know that would cause dangerous dehydration, and pretty much take over my life until it was resolved. Glad all I have are swollen feet and ankles.
If you have swollen feet, you definitely need to drink more. However, unless one leg is swollen and the other isn't, nothing's wrong.
Why would one leg be more swollen than the other?
If there's a blood clot, at which point, see the doctor.
It sounds like the solution for everything is see a doctor.
A lot of it is paranoia, wanting to make sure everything goes okay, since women in the West rarely ever die from pregnancy complications.
I think it is the paranoia that ensures almost no one dies.
But since you live here, know that your pregnancy is really safe, and you're almost past the point where the danger of the pregnancy ending too soon is almost over.
Preterm labor is still a risk.
And controlling blood sugar if you're diabetic, and blood pressure if you're prone, make that risk much lower. And it makes you healthier in any case.